Well, guys, we are back. We took last week off for a little holiday break. I hope you guys enjoyed your 4th of July and some time with your family, some friends, and celebrated a little bit. But, man, it's good to be back. I'm super stoked today on the show. We've got a very special guest in the studio with us today. Greg Cottrell from Rugged Radio is going to join us. We're going to talk about a lot of cool stuff that they're doing and his Volkswagen past and heritage. And I guess we're going live on their channel as well, so we're going to have some fun on that. And man, I'm stoked to be back. Jesse's on the engineer side, so he's watching the questions, comments. So you guys, if you got a question for Greg or myself, start putting those in queue. We'll do our best to get through those as fast as we can, as quick as we can. But we got a lot of stuff to cover. And without further ado, man, I'm going to get right to it. I'm just going to say, dude, thank you. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for making it possible for being here and to take the drive down and come hang out.
Oh man, this is fantastic, Corey. Come down to EMPI Products to see what you guys are doing, be part of this thing. It's absolutely fantastic. Man, I've been in Volkswagen enthusiast my entire life.
That's what we're trying to share. Yeah.
We'll get into that a little bit more, but man, we're talking day one. And to come down here, see what you guys are doing and look at the future of what you're doing. It's pretty exciting. I love the fact that this industry is growing and doing more, and it's exciting to see companies like yourself focusing on the future and focusing on growth, better products, better things, better the way you do business, even better. I mean, it's really exciting. It just shows that our industry is growing even bigger.
Oh, and you know what? I appreciate it. And it says a lot because we can only preach it here so much, right? And for guys like you that are, well established in the industry and are kind of a no nonsense type of guy, and for you to come in for your first time and really see what we're trying to do, and the sins of the past, and you've seen it and you lived it, but now to kind of see where we're going with it is pretty friggin' cool, man. And I appreciate that. I really do, because it means a lot.
Well, when you think about the industries, the off-road industry, just the off-road, the on-road, the Volkswagen industry, companies like yourself, EMPI's been there from the start. That's the legacy behind the product. Is just amazing. Think about this. If EMPI never would have started, where we would have been. I mean, when you think about all the products, all the development, everything that's happened over the years, and things have changed. You look at, we've gone through so many times of the Volkswagens being super hot, then kind of dying out for a while. And now you look at the Volkswagen culture and it's back more than ever. And man, to have a company like yours that's focusing, that's bringing things back, bringing it even bigger than ever. I see some of the companies that you guys have brought in and partnered with.
Yeah.
You've got some great stuff going on. Boy, the people I was down and met today, looking at the cylinder heads, and I won't tell all your secrets to everybody, but
sworn to secrecy.
But you know what? Looking to see, it's really cool because you have a great culture here. You got people that are really excited and love what they do. And that's like how we are at Rugged. We love what we do. And that comes across in the entire company, start to finish. When you come up to Rugged, you're going to feel that vibe all the way through. We have an entire staff of a lot of people. We got 42 people. And what we do is everybody loves the company and the culture and what we do. I feel that same vibe here. And that's what's exciting.
Yeah, it's really turning a new page. It's a new chapter, and that's, we don't want to forget where we came from, right? You said we started it all, and we get that. We love our legacy. We love the history of it all. We talked history at lunch today, and we never want to forget where we came from. But now it's time to embrace the technology, embrace the advancements, and factories and everything that we have capabilities to do is to bring that better product to the forefront and to keep this rolling. And you brought up one of the most key topics that's kind of taboo for me, right? Is like people, naysayers and whatnot, they talk about, oh, this is shit and this is crap or whatever else. But at the same time, what happened if we were just to go away? Does anybody ever just sit back in their recliner and think about, the what if scenario?
Oh man. I mean, you think about it, and you know what? But look at the culture that's been created around companies like yourself. When you look at the high performance in the aftermarket industry, Look at that culture that started way back in the 60s. When you look at it and you think about the legacy of this company in the Volkswagen culture, the Volkswagen culture is so big and so strong, but look at what it did. You think about this Baja. Let's talk about Baja 1000. Okay, when it was originally Mexican 1000, the most dominant platforms in racing are Volkswagens. That's what started everything. And to think about this, you guys had products on cars way back then.
Well, that's exactly what we're trying to do today.
That's what's pretty exciting.
I mean, and you have, you got an old class 11 car too, right? A 67. And
oh man, I love Volkswagens, love class 11. Hey, if for those of you that don't know what class 11 is, some of you might be tuning in and not know, class 11 is racing Baja in a stock Volkswagen, putting a roll cage in it, having a 1600 cc motor. You probably have about 85 horsepower, stock transmission, shocks. You can put some better tires. You got to run stock wheels. You got to run bumpers on it. But you know what? I guarantee it's the most fun you'll ever have. And, the legacy of me, I grew up with my dad racing class 11 in the 70s, and the stories of how much fun it was. And I grew up as a little kid listening to those stories and always wanted to do it. Then when I had a chance to do it, I was hooked.
It really is addicting. I mean, it was my first one, my first class 11 race. I mean, it didn't go so well. I know you're waiting to chime in on something there somewhere, but
50 miles and he got a boo-boo.
53 and some change. All right. I think
so we're okay. Okay.
But
wait a minute. Was the boo-boo before 53? Was it at 50, then at 53?
No, the boo-boo was trying to actually man up and fix the car to get back. And I decided to try to cut my finger off. I mean, what can I say?
Well, we call it a boo-boo.
Yeah. But I mean, it really is, man. It's so addicting. It's so much fun. And it's like everybody that I've ever got a chance to talk to that's raced it before is like, the smile won't go away.
Yeah. You know what? For the guys that, when you haven't raced class 11, people don't know. They think, oh my God, the car is just going to beat you up. You're going to be ruined after it. It's so much work. How can you do this? Shoot, the last time I was 7 hours in the car with my co-driver, Steve Gonzalez, and we were ready for 7 more. The car was just destroyed. Before I got into it, the driver before me just worked the car over. We had one shock in the front. Suspension was gone in the front end. It was in pieces. But you know what? We finished the race with, over almost 500 miles to go. We finished with the car. It's amazing the abuse the car would take. And at 7 hours when we got out of the car, we were ready for 7 more. I had to hand the car over. And man, I was just wish I could have stayed in the seat and kept on going. But that's what it's like. You think about this. You're doing something in a car that wasn't built to do this, or maybe it was built to do this.
Depends on how you look at it.
Because when you look at the thing, it was pretty ingenious on how the car was built, because what it will take to stop that car, virtually, I mean, it's unstoppable. And you know what the thing is this, my dad always told me about about racing a class 11 because it got a big flat belly pan that just slides over the top of things. He used to tell me when you'd hit the silt beds, just aim for the bushes, go over the bushes for traction.
Sometimes you don't get a chance to where you're going to aim for. You just along for the ride.
Yeah.
And it's so cool, man. Even Steve Gonzalez is chiming in for you right now and saying, Greg and I raced the Baja 1000 in the class 11 in 2015. And it was unreal.
And Steve was scared.
Yeah.
Steve, I hope you hear that. I mean, Steve said they were scared. You were scared. So,
and you know what the thing is this, these are the stories that I tell my son, is exactly the stories that my dad told me. And it's the stories that I now share with my dad. He's still here with us. I share with him. I told my son, he turned 18. And I said, when he turns 18, we're going to race class 11. So I'm going to take him down to Baja. I don't know if the 1000's going to be running this year. We don't know. We're building a brand new class 11 car. I have a couple of them. So I've got my original 67 class 11 race car. This thing, it's fully restored. You wouldn't know that it had over 40 races on it. But it's a beautiful class 11. I've got the Dirt Sports Elf, the Trophy 11. That car is flat awesome. And but we're building a brand new class 11 car that we're going to go out and have some fun with. And yeah, so probably next year, Baja 1000, it's going to be game on. And you know what? The whole thing about Class 11 is go out and have fun. When you go out and race, just have fun. It's a family sport, family event. You know what? I love the culture of if you need something, I see another Class 11 that's broke down, I'm going to stop to help them.
Yeah,
and
cool.
It's all about getting everybody to the finish. For me, hey, do you want to go out and win? Yes, I'm competitive. I love to win. But for me, it's more about the sport of going out there and having fun, creating those memories, and telling the next person that I had so much fun that they might build a car and go out and do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, guys. You guys ready to buy a car again right now? I mean, just by even talking about it and whatnot, it makes you want to go out and build another car. I mean, we've got so much. We didn't even try to turn this into a Class 11 showcase, but I mean, hell, it just shows you that, a guy that's raced pretty much everything there is from Class 11 to trophy truck, and you still get excited and have fun.
Well, the thing is this is I could do anything that I wanted to, rugged. We've done very well. And I just, for me going out in a Class 11, and also for me now, my vision doesn't allow me to go really fast on things anymore. But you know what? I love to help people. I'm out there. We're helping teams. My company, we'll tell you a little bit about what Rugged's all about. But the biggest thing is we're enthusiasts. We love this sport. We help everyone. When we come out to the races, we don't care who you are, what you have, what you're driving. If you need some help, we're going to be out to help you. And that's what's so much fun is that's what off-road racing is about. And that's how it should be. Yes, there is a lot of people that are super competitive or standoffish or whatever else. But you know what? We're not that. We're the guys that we're just a good company that from the top down, we're there to help and support the sport.
Yeah. I mean, so this is our first chance to actually sit down and have a face-to-face, and we've talked on the telephone and just to give you guys an insight about, exactly what Greg just said is from the top down. I mean, we got to spend a little bit of time at lunch and talk about kind of the mission, if you will, or the mindset of the company. But I'll even take it back a step further. You called me after my incident, and you said, "Hey man, how are you?" First of all, like that was just cool. I mean, for me, that just speaks volumes about who you are as a person, the leadership, and it's obviously infectious amongst the organization with who with what you got going on, and it's very cool. And again, I'm honored to call you a partner, and I appreciate all that stuff because it's really cool, and I dig it.
Well, it's exciting. I remember when you called me and you told me, I found out what you're going to do with this thing. And I'm like, my first thought of the whole thing is you're going to have so much fun. Okay. Even though it was cut a little short,
Pardon the pun.
You know what?
It's a little short.
Yeah, exactly. But the funnest thing is you've raced other things, been in drag racing, been in other arenas. I love the fact when you get somebody that's brand new, hops in one of these cars and takes off, you'll never forget it. And you know what the thing is this, when you look at this type of racing and what we do is, once again, if it wasn't for companies like yourself that are in business doing this, it's going to be real hard to run the sport of Class 11s without you. So now as we're transitioning, you see these other companies going, and you're actually excited about the future. You have a company that's excited about the future, that's innovating products. You're looking at the issues that we're having and you're creating solutions for those issues. Man, game on.
Yeah. Again, it's that's kind of where we wanted to go. And, we try to turn in this, nasty kind of arena, if you will, of what's going on. And I don't even want to talk about it too much, but we're utilizing this as an opportunity to really take a step back, focus on the things that are really important to us, with the whole transition and the ownership changes and everything else, but to really get into everything that we're trying to do to make this not only the sport better, but obviously to make ourselves better and our backyard a lot cleaner and better for everybody as a whole. And that's something that we want to do. And I get excited. I mean, I already get a smile thinking about I'm like, oh man, I'm a week and a day away from leaving. And I'm like, I got, 7 more working days. I'm out of here. I can't wait to go play. And, work, guys. I do mean work. So get paid for that. So I can't complain, but it's pretty awesome.
Well, when things open up, I love the fact of the changes you're making here. Your staff is great. Like I say, you're looking at the innovation that you're bringing in and things like that I can't wait to see what the future brings.
And it's awesome. I'm stoked, and I'm just glad to be able to do it with you. And I can't wait to work on the next build with you. So,
well, that's the thing that's fun is, we're doing the same thing. We're growing, we're expanding, communications is so important to racing. And that's what I do. I didn't start out in the communication business. I started off in the motorcycle business, and I started off in not the racing business, but we had a motorcycle shop that we started off in high performance. That's what my dad did. And my dad was an engine builder of the day back in the 60s. And then he started racing.
Yeah.
And he wanted to race. And so they raced Class 11, raced CJ5 Jeep. And my dad, like I say, being an engine builder, loved things that went fast. We were a Kawasaki dealer. Then we became a Kawasaki dealer in 1969. A lot of people didn't know that we were into motorcycles. So motorcycles, jet skis, you name it, I wanted to go fast. And if it was fast, I wanted to make it faster.
Heck yeah.
And
that's the racing in our blood, man. You can't help it. It's like, this one comes out with 51 horsepower now.
Yeah.
Bet you I can make it 60 by the weekend, pull the airbox off the thing. And that's what we want to get into is just kind of some of the history to kind of how you got into rugged. I mean, there was a lot of questions coming across is rugged story and where did it come from? And I love that kind of how you're getting into the nitty gritty of it.
Well, that was fun. We had our Kawasaki dealership for 25 years, and I grew up in it. I'll never forget. My mom always tells a story that they started the shop in 1969, the year I was born, and I'll be 51 this year. And my mom tells a story about she gave birth. It was 4 or 6 hours later. She had to take me in the office to do payroll, and I was at that motorcycle dealership every day since. And I'll never forget the day when I was 4. I have a little Yamaha 60, a JT1, 71 JT1 60. And I'll never forget, I was so small, I wanted to ride that bike. My dad went over, I couldn't touch the ground. So he pulled the seat off of it, put some rags on the frame rails. And I'll never forget that day, him telling me, okay, you got to pull in the clutch. Dad, I got it. Let me go. I kicked that bike over. I pulled in the clutch, put it in gear, and took off. And that was it. I grew up every day of my life. I was around motorcycles. I was around performance.
That's cool.
At the age of 8, I was working the parts counter. People would come over and say, I don't want that kid to help me. My dad would say, well, he knows more about a motorcycle than you do. And the thing is this, that's what it was. So the motorsports background has been in my life since day one. And in 91, we sold that business. And it's now over at Burt's Motorcycle Mall. We went over, and a friend of ours brought us a concept of some aviation, equipment that they wanted to manufacture. And we're like, we have the buildings. We have all this space and computers and everything else. My dad loved airplanes. He was part owners in different airplanes. So we went flying and things like that. And so we said, we'll take a look at this. And it was aviation headsets. So in 1991, we started a company called Avcom, and started Avcom. We were an aviation headset manufacturer. But the problem was this. I loved off-road. I loved racing. I took a look around, and there really wasn't anything in off-road. I went through it in NASCAR. So I started off, and I started quickly making products for NASCAR. So NASCAR came in. I outfitted all the cars. I was private labeling for the companies out there. So I was innovating. I was the first guy to take a headset, and I made a universal connector. So all these little connectors that you see on all the 5-pin connectors on everything that's out there in the industry, I'm the guy who did that.
That's so crazy.
I mass produced, and I made car harnesses that were universal to any radio. So everything was hand built at the time. Well, I mass produced. I made things universal. I made things fit all these different radios and products and interface. And I started, then I started working on an off-road intercom, because there was no 4-seat intercom systems. There was nothing that you could put music into. There was nothing that, you had a play car, a sand car. I was into going to Glamis. So I started working on an intercom system, and I developed all these intercom systems. Most of everything that's out there today, I developed. I started OEMing. I started private labeling for everybody. I was a factory behind everything.
Wow.
About 16 years ago or so, we sold the company. And I started Rugged Radios. My dad and I, it was interesting. My dad and I were in business. My mom and I ran the business. My dad and I had a little hard time getting along. If you ever watched American Chopper, we were kind of that way.
It happens.
And it happens. We're working with family, and it was tough. We were, it was a fast growing business. We decided to sell that business, and I started Rugged because I always wanted to make radios. So I always made accessories. So you name it, if you needed, with the accessories around a radio, I made all these accessories. Well, I wanted to do something a little different. I started Rugged Radios, and I wanted to manufacture radios. And I started off manufacturing some radios. I had an opportunity with the company that we sold. The new owners didn't. They were big bankers. They didn't do so well with it, and when the financial crunch hit, they didn't have any funding anymore. The business quickly went down very fast. Mm-hmm. And I was able to take over my factory again, my accessory factory. Took over my factory, and I went through and I said, you know what? Let's do this. Now we have radios, now we have accessories, and we're going to merge everything together.
Wow.
And so the one thing a lot of people don't know about Rugged, when you look at our products, you look at our headsets, you look at our intercoms, we personally designed those. Our cables, all the stuff that you look at, we design, build. Got to tell you guys, I'm not an engineer background. I grew up in a motorcycle shop. Barely graduated high school. I didn't go to college, but I don't know what it is. I have a way of building, engineering, designing, and doing these things. I just have always had that. And, that's why what makes us good with it, because I can take the practicality of real world of using a product and actually put it into production.
Yeah, so I dig that.
I know, before I developed microphones, oh man, the amount of time that I spent developing a microphone to combat the high noise. It's just incredible. Working on the housings of the microphone. I wasn't taught to do this. I was just self-taught to do this. And to be honest with you, I was self-taught. It was me spending time learning the product. I talked to you earlier about porting cylinder heads. And I became really good at porting cylinder heads when I had the high performance shop. And I would put them on flow benches and have numbers. I know a lot about engine building. A lot of that was I learned stuff from my dad. And then a lot of it was me being self-taught and trial and error and figuring it out.
Wow. I mean, it sounds to me like you just had such a fantastic support system kind of going on behind you just to get started, with you just being a young kid and your dad kind of almost being confrontational to a point of saying, hey, look, this kid knows his stuff. He's been hanging around this, shop long enough, to listen into that and then just watch that grow and then duplicate it not once and not twice, but now you're under a third revision essentially of a business that you've been successful multiple times over. So the chemistry is working.
Well, and that's the thing, Rugged. You know what? It's so much fun. We love what we do. What
you guys have to stop smiling, and it's like ridiculous. It's unbelievable.
We were talking earlier about the company culture and what we do. You know what? It's leadership from top down. Hey, I drive my wife a little crazy. I'm not a vacation kind of guy. I love to go to Baja. I love to go out and ride. I love to go out to the races. I love to work. I love to design. I love to build. But you know what? I will be side by side with my employees working as hard as I possibly can. They know that I got their back. And so that culture top down is that we have that culture. That's why when you come up to a trailer at Rugged, you're at one of the races, you need help with something. My guys will jump out and do whatever it takes. We will dial you in. We'll make sure you're right. We will fix whatever you need, because you know what? That's what Greg Cottrell would do. And you know what? Everybody, I love the fact when I'll hear my team say, how would Greg handle it? And that's a culture of what Rugged Radios is all about.
I mean, I can attest to that firsthand, and you're not paying me or anything else, but I pulling up to the trailer for the very first time, during the contingency, and hey, what's the problem? And I got a problem with this. I mean, those dudes were out. Give me your helmet, fix this, let me get this right size and just set it up. And then the enthusiasm for your guys behind it. Like some of you guys saw on social media, what's this little video clip that we had of a guy talking about the logo on the side of the car, and Fonz was like all about it. And I mean, that was unscripted, unprompted. That's why I said, what are you talking about? Like, that was not like, oh, the EMPI, yeah, cool. Yeah, we like EMPI too. It's like, but it was just really cool because it is infectious, and it is all the way through your company, man. I mean, it definitely runs through the brain, the blood runs through that company completely.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? Our staff is so empowered. You know, that's what's so much fun. I don't have to micromanage it. I empower everybody to do what they need to do. Customer has an issue, handle it. Tell me after. That's a big thing. Tell me after. You know what? Afterwards, hey, if something was handled wrong or we need to train something or we need to do it, we'll handle it afterwards. But, you know, I empower our team to do whatever it takes to handle whatever they have in front of them. Take an opportunity. If they need to grab onto an opportunity, great. If they need to help a customer, they need to take care of something, do it. Tell me after. And you know what? You know, how freeing it is. That way we can focus on our future. We can focus on how do we continually get better. And that's the fun thing about Rugged is I tell everybody, you know, with me, I have a high capacity to learn. So I do something different. Like my second job is I train at an MMA gym called The Pit. And it's John Hackelman and I are good friends. That's where Chuck Liddell is from and a lot of UFC fighters. I'm a 3rd degree black belt from The Pit. Been there a long time, trained the sparring class. It's my level 4 class. I go in and train people. But you know what? One thing that it taught me all these years of me doing this is, you know what? No matter what, I'm never the best. I might have my day, but then that other kid's going to come in and hand me my ass. And you know what the thing is this, but what it is humbled me so much to go through. That's why I have such a high capacity to keep learning. I can learn from everybody. I don't know when that new employee is going to walk in and man, I'm going to learn so much from him. So no matter who you are, where you're from, I know I can learn something from you. And you know what? That's what makes us great. Hey, you know what? I'm just a regular guy running a business. You know, a lot of people, they have a level of success. They think, hey, man, I'm up here. I'm up on this pedestal. Man, I'm just a hardworking guy that has a company that we've been successful. Very thankful for that. I've got a family. Man, I train at this MMA gym that I absolutely love, and I love to push myself. And I'm just that everyday guy working hard.
Here. That's all I'm saying. Just take it over. Cause I mean, how can you follow that up? Cause it's real. I mean, that's just real talk. And it's refreshing, you know, cause you get to a point where, and I'm sure you've seen it cross your paths cause guys are asking for stuff or doing this or doing that. You just see the lip service, but you know, for a guy that's sitting a couple of feet from me, I mean, that's pretty much as real talk as it gets, man. And I dig it.
Well, and you know, the thing is I'm personally involved. You know, it's fun for me. I mean, social media like Facebook, I look at comments, I look at stuff, I'm searching and I'll respond to somebody and I'll see a comment on something and I'll go over and say, hey, call Joe Z in the morning, you'll get the GCC price. And I'll do stuff like that. Or I'll walk in the morning and say, I saw this. I want you to reach out to this person and give them a free product. So you know what, when you're on social media, I'm always watching, I'm involved because you know what, this tells me about what we're doing, how our customers are reacting.
Perception, right?
You know, that's the thing I love. I'm not just a business owner. You know, I'm an employee there working my butt off and trying to do it. But that's what I love to do. And that's what makes Rugged, I feel, a great company. You know, and when I see other companies like yourself that you told me about the passion of what you guys are doing for the future. And I look at the companies that you've consolidated and brought in, I'm like, okay, you're bringing in the knowledge, the resources, and the power to do some great things. Rugged does a lot of the same things. I bring in the right people. I want to develop the right products. I listen to my customers. I see the issues, the failures, and I say, I'm going to get better. That's what we strive for. You know, it's not about we're just not a company that's about the almighty dollar on that. That's not what we're about. You know, and the thing is this, yes, I wish I was a little more about the end dollar. Maybe I would save a little more, but you know what the thing is this, I love to give back. We do a lot of fundraising. I do a lot of cancer fundraising, and it's us about giving back and helping the next person. And I wouldn't change a thing in that. My accountant tells me, well, you need to buy another property or do this or do that. And I'm good. I tell him. And you know what? I said, you know what? Because I'm going to give to this charity. I'm going to raise more money for cancer. I did a cancer fundraiser with our pink radios.
Yeah.
And I told you the story earlier, but a lot of people I don't know if they don't realize, but when we do these fundraisers, we sell these radios. Everything on that invoice, the tax, the shipping, the accessories, you name it, I give everything to the foundation. We raise more money for these foundations in the shortest period of time. We set records for them. And you know what? I am so proud to do it. This costs me a lot to do these things, but that's what I'm about. Let's give back. Let's give back. Because I think about the struggles that I've had, my family's had, the support that we've had in other things. And so it's our time. We have a vehicle that we can give back. We're successful. We can give back. And I love to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I challenge you guys to do a little research out there about his Pink Radio program and kind of what it's all about. And during some of those posts that on there, I encourage you to really dig a little deeper while you're in there and find out the real meaning behind some of it. I'm not going to divulge it here. I won't do that to you on the spot, but I think it's really impactful. And I think it would do a lot of people some due diligence and some due service for them to dig into it and really understand what it really means to you for that kind of stuff. And it's really cool.
Well, that's the thing is it's, what's hard in this day of fundraising is the fact that people go over and everybody has their hand out. Then you don't really know what the money is going towards or whatever else. Follow a hashtag, pretty tough. Okay. Watch that in the next few months of what we're doing. So Taryn, who works for us, she's a stage 3 breast cancer survivor. When she was diagnosed with cancer, I said, okay, we got this. I'm a pretty strong, tough individual. Nothing gets in my way. And I'm like, we got this. And we paid her medical bills. Yep. We paid her wage all the way through. We did everything possible. And we raised money for Mission Hope. So Mission Hope in Santa Maria, California, that cancer center, I know the doctor that developed the cancer center. He put everything on the line to do it, and he saved her life. And you know what? He's saving lives every day. So how can I not support that?
And where's the employee now?
She's behind the phone today, making us money and having this huge, giant smile on her face, just rocking it.
Being awesome.
You know what? If you know what, call up and ask for Taryn. If you're watching this, you need to call Rugged Radios for everything. Call up and ask for Taryn. Tell her you saw me on the EMPI Insider, and she'll take good care of you. She is awesome. I absolutely love her. She is a valued part of our team, and I am so proud of her.
No, I mean, dude, there's so much to just digest. Like, I'm still kind of just quiet, right? And you guys know I don't really get quiet that often, right? So I'm more just like, it's you know what, man? It's infectious, right? Because it's infectious for me to think of what can I challenge us to do next, right? So when I'm a competitive person, I'm like, all right, well, if Greg's going to do this, I got to do this, and now we've got to do it and do it for the right reasons, and really just, we did other charitable events last year. I mean, autism is close to my heart, right? And, it's something that means a lot to me. My nephew is diagnosed with that. So it's something that I want to continue to chase and push and try to do my part. And so, it's just, there's many things like this that we want to continue to do. And man, I thank you for it. Cause it's been, I think cancer touches everybody's life in one way or another. And you stepped up.
And the thing is this, it's all about taking your life and pushing yourself beyond the limits of what you thought were capable. So that's the thing. That's how my life is. Sometimes drives everybody crazy a little bit that I push so hard. I'm a pretty intense, go for it guy. And that's the thing that's fun. I don't put any limitations. Doctors limited me years ago. I was born legally blind. I didn't talk to you about this earlier, but I was born legally blind. 1993, September 1st, 93, I had a car battery explode and I lost my left eye. And I lost the better of the two eyes. So my right eye is 20/12/50 heavy astigmatism. I can't see 2 inches in front of my face. So I have a custom-made contact lens. Dr. Morton Greenspoon, the inventor of the contact lens, his son actually made a special lens for me. That's why I can see today.
Wow.
And went through a lot. And you know what? I'm an MMA guy that'll stand in front of you, and I will spar. I will take you down. I will beat you. I'll do whatever I can. When you throw to the left side, I can't see you. But the thing is this, I take my contact off. I can't see at all. And my vision is not great. But you know what? I'll never forget the day that I went into my eye doctor and Dr. Greenspoon's office. And they said they did a peripheral vision test because I first told them, hey, I'm starting some MMA training. And they said, no, don't do it. Kind of shelter your life. You got to be really careful so nothing happens. And I did this peripheral vision test. This is 4 months later. And I said, they said, well, hey, we need to retest you. And I said, okay. And we went back through it. And I went over and I said, they said, well, we don't understand. You almost have the peripheral vision of 2 eyes. And I said, don't ever tell me not to do something. And that's how I run my life. That's how I run. And you know what? That's how we run the company. If you're going to tell me no.
Bad juju.
or they're going to start smartening up about it and be like, this is how we pull his string a little bit to get, you can't do this. All right, let's watch.
But you know what the thing is, this is the point of this conversation is there's a roadblock in front of you, jump over the top of it. Okay. Take that in business. And I love business success. Okay. And what I mean by that is not just my success. I love other businesses succeeding because you know what? In this world, we all need to be successful. I consult with businesses all the time. I'll never forget the local business up the street. She was telling me I'm a progressive doer. I'm a progressive thinker. I'm a progressive thinker. And she's telling me all these things that she's thinking about. And I looked at her and I said, I want you to be a progressive doer. That's it. Do it. Don't just talk about it. And her entire team started clapping. And I'm like, but that's what I do. And you know what? I don't want myself just to be successful. I want you to be successful. I want your company and I want all your employees to be successful. That's what it's about. You know, it's not just about me. It's about all of us. You know, we're all in this world together with all the stuff that's going on right now. Just we're all in this world together. So let's make the best of it.
Yep. And I mean, I'm just kind of like, yes, tell me more. Like I'll turn my mic off. I'm just going to sit here and fumble around for a minute. But I mean, it's true, you know, and it's really true. And this is the fun part about, you know, having this show and being able to sit here and meet great people like yourselves and just to again, learn something new, you know, learn a tact, learn a trick, learn when to be quiet, learn when to listen and when to speak and learn to lead by action. And that's exactly what you're doing. And it is infectious. What, you know, to get out with some of the other stuff and share, so people are asking, you know, what are some of the future things coming for Rugged? Like, what's cooking? I know there's some stuff, but I don't want to get in trouble.
Oh, no, we're good. There's some great things happening right now. I mean, just incredible things. You know what? With everything going on in the world right now, the greatest thing for us is we've been able to focus on us. And that's what's so great. We've been able to focus and reevaluate where we're at with everything. And you know what? The digital revolution's here. You know what? That is most exciting. Right now, when you go to ruggedradios.com and you see some of the new stuff on there, we're just starting to put out some of the new digital revolution. And oh man, the new digital radios are so insane that when you try a digital radio for the first time, you'll never go back. Never go back, because it only transmits your voice. You can be in 110 dBs of noise and all you hear is your voice. It's so incredible. The features that we've built into it, text messaging. I built in, you know, all these pre-programmed text messages. So, you know, with the burst technology, it'll send the text message further when you don't have radio communications. All the things that are happening right now.
Could have used that. Could have used that.
Yeah.
Over a bit.
Yeah.
I remember this one time.
I need a Band-Aid for my boo-boo. Well, we'll get you some Dora Band-Aids for next time.
Oh, man. You know, it is pretty helpless feeling, though, when you have no radio signal. I started singing Gilligan's Island when I was stuck on the side of the hill because like I can hear you, but you can't hear me, and it's difficult with the freaking car upside down. It's hard to pick up signal.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, I can't wait to see this episode. I'll offer to try it out and help you out. I don't mind.
Yeah,
but,
we'll help you out.
I'm trying to think of a candid way, Jesse. What do you think? How can we get this guy candidly, to get him to teach me and guide me the ways of the master? You know where I'm going with this? This is I need my co-pilot for.
Well, another thing too is, we'll get you the digital radios when you go over 60 miles. So when you go over 60 miles,
well, I technically did because I rode the ambulance down from the hillside. And I'm sure the CEO is in the office right now, just watching with his earphones in, trying not to crack up. But man, it really is, it's a lot of fun, man. It's fun, and that's what I really appreciate. You and like with Peter, the guy, I introduced you to Peter earlier, and Peter's, he's very similar mindset. Him that recognizes his talent, lets them be in the right roles, and trusts and empowers them to do the stuff. So it's stupid. People are commenting on that one. It's distracting. I see these idiots.
Hey, you're welcome.
Thanks. Appreciate it. First, it was the friggin' eyebrows from Cold Hard Art. That still hasn't gone on.
Remember the next EMPI Insider, 60 miles.
They're maybe I'll start putting a little 60 somewhere with like a slash through it, and it's like a holdout. But yeah, Dennis Sletton said, "Pull out the toe strap." Yeah, thanks, buddy. I still blame you.
Yeah.
But that's what it's about. That's what's the interesting part about this whole off-road community. And again, I'm still new to this whole thing, but it's, for the most part, everybody's been really engaging and Class 11 kind of gets that little, come on, little buddy, I'm not going to hurt you too bad, but we'll bump you if we need to. But they kind of embrace it. I think they think we're a little bit nuts and cuckoo, but it's just the overall atmosphere has been really cool to get to know people and to kind of just learn from the guys around it.
So you know what it's all about. Pat Sims. Okay, he's a Baja racer, veteran Baja racer. He is a super guy. He's from Texas. You know what? When I was racing Class 11 2015, and I will never forget during the race, his trophy truck broke. I was sitting there with their team, and they just decided the rest of the race, they were going to chase us all the way to the end to make sure we finished. And I mean, it was so cool. He loved our story. He loved what we did. And I mean, it's just like, I got this trophy truck driver, Pat Sims. He can do anything he wants to do. And you know what? He just loved it. And you know what? That's what off-road's about. When my dad started, that's what it was about, off-road racing and the family. And, I love getting back to that. And Pat Sims, he is an incredible man. He truly is an incredible man, great racer, and just a great person. But he embodies, a lot of the off-road spirit and what people have. And that's what I love. You have competitors, and you have the cutthroat competitors, and you have all these things. But you know what? At the end of the day, we get back to family. And, that's why I talk about sometimes, like, I have our racers and our sponsors. We had a few that were kind of bickering back and forth a little bit. And I just brought them together. And I said, no, listen, guys, stop it. We're family. We race as a family, and we do this. We help each other, and we have fun. That's why, like, a lot of times my message is out to people before the race is go fast, but most importantly, have fun. That's it. I don't care. My racers, as a company of people that we sponsor, you know what? One of our sponsor racers might feel bad if they don't podium finish. You know what? I don't care about the podium finish. I ask them, did you have fun? Yes. Great. That's all I care about.
Yep. It's fun. And I'm going to figure out a way to get you in the car with me. Just because I want to hear the shit talking.
It's okay. You don't have to go very far.
well, he'll go.
Who
further.
brought that guy anyway? Seriously.
Hey, he'll
Aren't you just the driver? Get out of here.
he'll go over 60 miles because he'll be in the co-driver's seat.
Yeah, hey, whatever. Hey, but that's another testament to the durability, right, of our products. And I mean, we didn't have any failure components up to this point. So hey,
we just had driver failure.
yeah, damn it, it wasn't a driver failure. Taking my sandbox and I'm leaving. Forget it's the EMPI Insider show, man. Just kidding. But no, it's been it really has been a kick in the pants. And I've looked at guys like you and the Slettons, and I'm just meeting as I kind of go each time we go out. You know, son of a bitch. Got a good one now. Just came through. So the 60-mile thing's already sticking. Appreciate it. Corey, 60-mile rider. That's it. There we go. It's not the roast show. This isn't my birthday or anything. Goodness sakes.
On that comment, you get a discount at Rugged Radio.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Even Eric, a mini truck guy, is chiming in liking that one. All right, Adrian. It's
mini
on
truck
now.
guys are cool too.
Yeah.
We like mini truck guys.
Yeah. Adrian's like, yes, all right. See, it's kind of distracting over here. I mean, you're building a militia against me. Damn it. But to get back on point, with really just trying to learn and navigate, and to align ourselves with guys that are really just teaching us. So we're trying to listen and with we talked a little bit about what's next for Rugged, as far as the digital communication, but what about in general, just the overall business? And you want to talk a little bit about some of the new stuff?
You know what? What's probably most exciting for us, we talk about product, digital revolution. We got new intercoms. We have all new stuff coming out. We're improving. We're making things even better, listening to our customers. The biggest thing for me personally with Rugged is our new complex. Man, just wait. We're going to probably have our grand opening around January. I bought 3 acres that were a strawberry field. Don't ever do that. Yeah.
Complex or compound?
Yeah. The infrastructure that I had to put into place was incredible. I put my life savings into this business. I put it in for the long haul. I put it in to make this company great, have a better place for our employees, our customers, allow us to expand. I designed the coolest set of buildings. I mean, we've got this 50 design building. It looks like an old radio station. It's got a big radio tower with neon Rugged on it. It's going to be really, really cool. When you walk in, it's got this big metal mezzanine. It's all open format business. So you're going to see all the way through to shipping. I want you to come in and feel activity. When you walk into Rugged now, like you feel the energy, and I don't want to lose that. So I'm building a building so you can feel the energy and feel it when you walk in the door. And then we have a full fab facility going in. So we're going to be able to prototype things, fab shop, lifts, do everything. Every build that I do, I've got all these crazy builds. I was showing you some of them. I started off with the Baja Razor. I turned a Polaris Razor into a Baja Bug. I've got the Myers-Manx Beach Buggy. That is a Polaris Razor Beach Buggy. I've got the 41 Willys Jeep. That's a Polaris. I've got the 32 Ford 5-window coupe. That's a Polaris Razor. The craziest stuff on the planet I've built. I had my buddy Nick over at NV Fab, an amazing fabricator. Him and I came up with these concepts. He came up with the crazy design on how to do it, and we pulled it off. We got Baja race cars. We got all kinds of cool stuff. So we're building a building just to showcase our vehicles. So when you come up to Rugged, it's a destination. The funnest part of the entire project, it's a coffee and taco shop.
Yes.
Oh, all of a sudden, these guys want to chime in for tacos. Huh? How
Coffee and
convenient.
Rugged Taco Tour.
Yeah. So Rugged Taco Tour. Every year we go to Mexico. We go to the Baja 1000. We pre-run the 1000, and we have our taco tour. We eat at all of our favorite taco shops, but we also help people along the course. So if you're pre-running the 1000 and we see you need help with something, you need a radio program, you need an antenna that you broke, we're there to help you, and it's all free support. It's just us having fun. Hey, you know what? I don't have time to race, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend the time so you go out and your race works well. So I'm going to go out and help you so you have a good race, and I'm going to go home. And it works really well. So we're bringing that whole Mexico taco shop. We're bringing our favorite taco shop up from Estero Beach, Mexico, Baja Borough, to train us on true Mexico tacos. So we are it's an old gas station. It's a 1,200 square foot old metal gas station. It's all 50s design, and it's going to be the best coffee and taco shop in the world out there. It's going to be exciting. But you know what? When we open this thing up, come up, spend some time with us. I'm even putting some RV stalls in, so you can back your RV, you can dump your tanks, you can hook up to power and water if you need to stay the night. We're doing some fun stuff. We're building a destination, but we're also building a culture. You know, we're all about our customer, all about the Rugged family, and that's just an extension of the Rugged family.
Yeah, very cool. I'm in. I'm going to definitely come crash that party. The one thing that I wanted to try to drive and the uniqueness with Rugged too, and before we kind of close out, is you can get Rugged products direct, as well as, you know, through your distributors and chains and stuff like that. And so that's kind of some of the stuff we wanted to make sure we knew how to get in contact with you guys. Where should they go? You know, unique to some of the exclusive products and stuff like that.
You know, with Rugged Radios, you go to ruggedradios.com. We sell a lot of product online, but we have an extensive dealer network. So we have dealers all across the country, all across the world for all of our products. We also do distribution and OEM work. So we do a lot of OEM works for some of the top manufacturers like Kawasaki, Can-Am, Honda. We do a lot of OEM work for all these companies, and or the new Kawasaki. That's an amazing vehicle. Got to give that a plug. The new KRX UTV. It's a pretty awesome car. I absolutely love that car. And if you haven't seen one, go check it out. It's awesome. And think about EMPI making some products for it, because it's cool.
Yeah, we did do some driveline components for the Rhinos when they first came out. Yeah. So we did do that. It's definitely, again, if it makes sense, we're in. I mean, if it can literally make sense, that's the neat part about where we're at right now, this, you know, ideation stage of kind of the next generation, next wave. If it makes sense, we'll do it. You know, we make a lot of other products for industrial applications as it is now, that's done through white label channels. But if we can do that, you know, mainstream and bring in more of a UTV line for the future, heck yeah, we're in.
So that's the one thing with Rugged. You can buy it online direct. You can go to one of our dealers. You can buy it from some of the factories. Also, you're going to notice a campaign that we're doing that says connect to anything. The one thing about the connect to anything, you know, when people ask me about Rugged Radios and say, what do we do? Explain to me what you do. I tell them real simply, if you need to talk in loud noise, that's what we do. And so connect to anything. So no matter what you have, you're a fireman, you have a fire truck. We do fire truck intercom systems. We do aviation headsets. We do off-road equipment. We do NASCAR equipment. We do police officer earpieces. You name it, we do it. So if you need to talk in loud noise, call us. We probably have a solution. You might not see it on our website. There's a lot of things that aren't on our website. There's a lot of other facets to the business. People don't even know that we do aviation headsets. Number 7 of our top 10 selling headsets, top 10 selling items is our aviation headset. It's almost exclusively sold through Amazon. We have the highest rated number 1 selling headset on Amazon. That's our aviation headset. And, you know, things like that. So if you don't see it, call us. We have a super knowledgeable staff that we actually answer the phone. We answer the phone, which a lot of companies don't. And you know what? So if you don't see it, call us. I'm sure we can outfit almost anything. So that's one thing that makes Rugged pretty special, is no matter what, we can generally do it.
That's cool. Yeah, one thing I wanted to touch on too, but Steve Gonzalez chimed in a couple of times on here while we were chatting away, and he says, who was the driver? Was it 5-tire Sure that was for the ball?
Oh man. So Jason Shear, he's a friend of mine. He's a multiple Ultra 4 champion. The guy is an absolute rock star. Well, I had him in the class 11 with us with Gene Mooneyham. The guy, Gene's also Mooneyham blowers, huge legacy in racing.
Oh yeah.
So Gene and Jason were in the class 11 car, and oh my gosh, 5-tire pit stop. Man, everything, every rim, everything was bent. The car was just worked. He drove it like a class, like an Ultra 4. He drove it like an Ultra 4, And man, I got to the car and I'm shaking my head. I'm like, oh my God, this thing's beat. And, it's amazing. We still had a lot of mileage to go.
Oh boy.
And Steve and I hopped in that car. And, it's funny. Steve had never been a co-driver. Steve Gonzalez never been a co-driver like that in Baja. And I just said, keep me on course. Look at the GPS and keep me on course. And I just put the hammer down and we took off. And, oh man, what an experience. Hey, but Steve, you need to get back to work. You have radios designed and things to do, so you need to work instead of listening to this.
That's what's cool, man. They just keep dropping these. I mean, comments I haven't even been posting them. There's just been so many of them to come through, but it's just one of the many things that have been said and kind of giving you thumbs up, and it's just cool to see.
We had one of our circle track guys say, "Don't forget about the circle track racers."
Yeah, you know what? We don't forget about our circle track guys. We started a lot of that in circle track and NASCAR. We're actually developing some new products for it. We're so excited to see racing start to open back up. And some of the circle track stuff, even like I love hobby stock. It's fun because it's like the Class 11 of Baja. The hobby stock ones. You know how much fun you can go out on a Friday and Saturday night and go race circle track? Oh man. I mean, that's what's so much fun about racing in general. You don't have to be this big professional race team. You can go do it for fun, and you can do it on a high budget or you can do it on a low budget. And that's what's fun about the industry we're in.
Yep. I love it. I love the whole thing. I love hanging out, talking trash, getting made fun of is always real cool. Thanks. And, to be able to work on some new things with you guys is going to be really cool. And I appreciate the opportunity to do that. A lot of people are excited about the taco shop. The feedback has been phenomenal. So I don't even know what to say, man. I'm just still kind of at a loss for words. You guys hammered me today. God.
Hey, well, you know what? What's interesting? So when I started my MMA training a long time ago, I had to earn my white belt. So Corey, 60-mile rider, when you get past that 60 miles, you're going to earn your white belt in racing, okay? So you're going to earn that. So remember, 60-mile target.
So does the short course count if I get enough laps into
the white flag that you raised when you gave up?
I didn't give up.
That's
dang it. I'm getting crazy. All right. We worked to get that car ready to rock and roll. Even after flipping it, we took the brakes off, we took the drum off, we put it all back together. Cameron was unbolting the stupid decent. He's like, no, I'm hammering the roof out of slatting right now. Literally the last bolt on the fender, I went and grabbed the fender, and that's what just filleted me right open. But man, I was in, and we just couldn't flip the car over. If you guys don't know, Cameron's about 125 pounds soaking wet with about 40 pounds of quarters in his pockets. So
are you more of a Dora Band-Aid or a Scooby-Doo?
Sir, I prefer the clear.
Or a SpongeBob. So we'll get you some of those Band-Aids for the car.
SpongeBob's kind of cool. He's like, I just saying this guy talks makes me want to buy a radio from him. Winks. What a great attitude for a business owner. Mad kudos. Keep it up. Can't wait to visit the new taco shop.
Oh, thank you.
That dude will eat you out of house and home. I know him personally. So, give him the special tacos.
Well, you know what the thing is, this is just we're just excited for the future, just like you guys are excited for the future. We're the same, and I'm all in with our future, and that's thing you don't find it that often. I feel that when I'm talking to your CEO about it and hearing his excitement about cars and everything else, I'm like, you've got somebody to lead you guys to the future, and you guys, have drank the Kool-Aid, the same thing, and you guys are in it for the future. And that's what's exciting. And that's how we are. It's funny is we started riding little TW200s not long ago, little fat tired TWs. We do fun things called Speed on 3. That's our ATC 70s that I'm building 140 motors for. They're way faster than they should be. But you know what? So we're filming Speed on 3, but now we got in these little TW200s. Man, I am having so much fun on this fat tired TW, 3 inches of travel, probably 12 horsepower or whatever. Man, we drag race the things and you're going 40. And I can't believe how much fun we're having. The Steves and I go out and we have a good time. But you know what? We also test our products. We use what we sell, and we connect with our people out in the industry, our customers. That's the biggest thing, is be out there and connect with people, connect with your customer, understand how they're using it, what they're doing with. And you know what? What's fun is I go to King of the Hammers with something and try to connect with my customers. I'll jump up on a car, I'm tuning an antenna, work on a car, and a customer, somebody will come up and ask, so, hey, so what do you do for Rugged? And I'll say, well, I'm the owner. And they're like, what? You're the owner? Yeah. And I'm like, well, why are you working on my car? And I said, I love doing this. I said, this gets me out. I said, I'm talking with you. I'm learning more about you, your car, your racing, learning more about my product being used. And they're like, wow, that's pretty amazing. And that's the kind of owner I am. I'm just hands-on and going for it. And like I say, for your company with EMPI, I love the stuff that you're doing. Look at the media that you're with your podcasts. You're doing different stuff. I go down to the shop and I can't say just all the different stuff I'm seeing, what you're telling me for the future that's coming. I'm talking about issues we're having racing Class 11. You're already telling me about solutions for all those issues. Wow, it's pretty awesome. Class 11, watch out. It's going to be even more fun than ever.
All right, we got Irene saying hi from Baja Burrow.
Oh, Irene. Yeah, Irene. She's so special. Irene is awesome. That whole family, the Baja Burrow family, that's an amazing family. If you go to Mexico, you go to the Baja 1000, Baja 500, you have to go to Estero Beach and go to Baja Burrow. You talk about the nicest family, the best tacos, the greatest experience. Go see Irene. Go see the family. You know, I can't say enough. If it wasn't for them, I may not be doing a taco shop. Okay. They inspire me because you know what? They're a great family, great place. And we hope that we can be part of what they do.
Well, that's awesome. Look forward to meeting him. I saw her chiming in on a Facebook post too. So thank you, Irene. I appreciate it. And another one, Paul Thompson's talking about Baja Burrow is the best. I mean, I'm in. I said, this weekend trip it. Let's go. Yeah. When are you coming back down again? When are we going to head down there to?
Exactly. I can't wait. Let's open up the borders. Let's go. My pre-runner's getting ready and we're going to go have some fun.
Yeah. So that's definitely something that's on our plan for next year with the Class 11s, is we're trying to build that into the budget and try to do, 500, at least the 500. Hopefully get some races and my white belt by then. You never know. And, just to go out and have some fun and just meet new people, man, and just experience. That's for me, that's what it's about. That's whether it's, traveling to different shows and events under the EMPI umbrella, being able to go to Belgium last year and France and doing these things just to meet people from around the world that we all share the common love of that cliche that I keep saying, that little car that we love so much that draws us together, how we met. And this guy's Steve over here is super excited just to check out everything cool with an EMPI on it, an EMPI logo. But that's what we love. And to be able to do that is freaking awesome, and can't wait to do it more.
Absolutely.
So I got another comment that just came through. It says, can you tell us your favorite racing memory?
Oh man. My favorite racing memory.
I'll even let you give me top 2 or 3 just to make it easy for you. I mean,
you know what? So, one of my favorite racing memories was 2015 Baja 1000 Class 11. We're going along the highway just before you go up to the goat trail. We're in this big whoop section, and I'm just running this car as hard as I can go. Torsion bar on the front left torsion bar is blown out. The shock's blown out of it. So I had one wheel with suspension, and I had our crew on the radio saying, slow down, you're gonna break the car. And Steve Gonzalez gets on the radio and says, we've been doing this for 5 hours. And
he chimes in slowly. Steve's chiming in now.
And then we went over and it was fine. They're yelling at me to slow down. Well, shoot, you didn't see the last 5 hours we've been pushing this. I mean, we were hitting the bumps, hitting the whoops, and the front end would dig, and just dirt was flying over the top of the windshield because I was determined to catch that guy in front of us. I was determined to make up time, and I made up over 45 minutes, just in my section. It was just insane. In 7 hours to make up 45 minutes, I pushed that car as hard as I could possibly go. But I will never forget Dan getting on the radio and saying, "Slow down," and Steve calmly saying, "We've been doing that for 5 hours."
And I see Steve's looks like he's on one of the little 70s too himself.
Yeah.
The little death machine.
But you know what? Even so many of my strong racing memories, probably one of my all-time favorite racing memories was when my dad had his XR75 race team in Irwindale, California, Irwindale Raceway. We used to have Friday night motocross. He had these XR75s that were all painted lime green because Kawasaki didn't have a bike to compete at the time. My dad was the engine builder. He had the fastest bikes out there. Alcohol burning, nitro burning XRs. You went through the first turn, he had all 7 of his bikes out in front. I will never forget watching the motocross at Irwindale. I was this little tiny kid, and then walking over to the guardrail to the drag strip and watching the drag car just go right by me. And I think about it now, like I was holding on to the guardrail as this drag car went right by. You can't be 100 feet from the track now. But I'm like, that's one of my earliest memories of racing. And that's how long I've been into racing. And not just racing myself, but on the sidelines and helping racers, helping sanctioning bodies, helping teams. You know what? I love to race, but I even love more to help the racers, help the community, help the sanctioning bodies. Anymore, I get to the point that I'd rather help. Every once in a while, I want to get in the car and do it. But then on the other hand, I love the fact when I see your smile on your face of what you just did. I helped you with your stuff to get in that car and do that. I helped you have an experience. Man, that's racing enough for me.
Yeah. You did help me a lot more than just the radios. I mean, for those of you who don't know, like I said, we're new to the off-road industry, off-road racing aspect of it. Greg reached out to his people and made it all possible, man. So again, appreciate all the help to get the safety gear and the guys that actually stepped up to do it. Steve at Pyrotech and Next Gen and obviously Rugged. I mean, just to name a few. So it's been really cool just to be able to do that and represent you guys properly. So
absolutely. Well, we can't wait to see what more you guys are going to do. Let's take the company to whole new levels, and we cannot wait.
I'm pumped. I'm ready to go roll on the mat with you for a little while.
Let's go.
Ready to go another 7 miles under his belt.
We'll put headgear and gloves on you.
I'm fine.
And when the smelling salts wake you up and you're calling for mama, it'll be okay.
All right. On that note, so guys, what an awesome show. It already went, well over our hour already, and it's pretty cool. Just we can sit here and talk racing, talk cars, talk shop, talk MMA, face smashing foo, all of it. But I just challenge you guys to get out, do some due diligence about some of the more meaning things that are out there, like Rugged's Pink Radio program and what it really means, and what they're standing for, and what they're trying to go for the future, and align yourselves with people like that. So, dude, thank you so much. Appreciate it. I'll wash my hands after, don't worry. And looking forward to the next one. I want to get you in the car for Glen Helen so bad.
Yeah,
gonna do it. We'll figure it out one of these days.
We'll figure it out. We'll see what happens. How long is that race? Is it over?
Don't worry, it's short course. You want the walk far.
Is it 60 miles?
It depends. It's the time. So, but on the big track, you got 1 hour to do 4.5 mile loops. It's not going to be close.
I'm going to have to make up some 60-mile rider shirts. So,
all right, it's on now.
Can he do it?
Yes.
Can he do it?
The little engine that could, but not the not so little engine that could.
Hey, well, what a great day! You know what? I'm pretty honored to come down and see what EMPI's all about. I've known about EMPI for a long time. They've been a long time company in this industry. So to come down here and check it out. So thank you for inviting us to come down. Can't wait to come down again. Hey guys. They're expanding. They're working on stuff, building showroom, showing me the future, what's going to happen. So as those things progress, come down and check out EMPI. Anytime you want to come up and check out Rugged, we're in the building process. Hopefully we'll be in January. That's the estimated time we'll be in it. I encourage everybody to come up and check us out.
Heck yeah, thanks.
And have some fun.
Yep. So, guys, we're going to close out. Greg, thanks so much for joining us, hanging out. Stay tuned for some of the new cool stuff coming from Rugged, what we're doing down here at the building. Hopefully we can share you guys that sometime whenever we get opened up and free again. We're looking to keep maybe one of his cars through rotation here at any given time in the lobby in the showroom to showcase some of the cool history and lineage that Rugged Radio has been all about desert racing. Without that, thanks for all of us, you guys tuning in, even Rugged's people on there on Instagram and whatnot, kind of filming from the back. Steve, I hope you get an ingrown toenail. And you guys, we'll catch you next week. Very special guest next week, Ron Fleming, the godfather of Cowley, will be right here in studio. Anyhow, we'll catch you next week. Be good humans. See ya.